Hey you guys, I didn't get to record earlier because I was in a rush, but I am just leaving the college where I just tested for my knowledge, my CNA state knowledge exam. And let me tell you guys, I haven't seen anyone's video about CNA anything that is probably going to say and state the truth about what I'm fixing to say. There were literally only 3 or 4 questions on this 60 question test that we were taught, read about, learned. I have taken, I don't know how many CNA like pre-tests online, free tests, Prometric. And let me tell you guys, out of every question and test that we even did in the class, the questions were crazy. They were nothing like anything I've learned. One was talking about a stinking fire extinguisher, you guys, like which of these statements is true about a fire extinguisher or something. And it said, like, grab the handle, then pull the pin. Some other stuff. And the one that I remember choosing was, when using the fire extinguisher, putting out a fire, like spray the, stuff at the base of the fire. That's the one I chose, to be honest. I don't know what one of the answers was, or like one of the multiple question deals was, all fire extinguishers are the same. Like, who puts that on a CNA test? I don't personally remember studying that or reading about that. And then other stuff, I'm just going to tell y'all, I was pretty confident that I would pass this test because I had a 90% average throughout my whole class. Every test that I took online that was, a good test, like supposed to be getting me ready for this Prometric test. No. Hold on, you guys. I'm going to set you guys right here. No, I'm going to tell y'all now. It may not be like for you guys, but today I am so nervous that I failed. I will be shocked if I passed. I even went back through all 60 questions, rereading every scenario, every deal. I changed 2 different answers. I don't really remember how many you can get wrong and what score you need to pass, but I just pray I pass. I could cry. I literally could cry, you guys, because that test was nothing. The questions it was asking, I've never even read the scenario or the question or the answer. It was nothing like. And maybe the rest of you guys that have took it, it was everything that you studied and read. But that test was crazy. Like, I literally wanted to sit there and cry, you guys, because I studied so much. I was scoring 80 and above, 90 and above. Like if you go to CNA Plus, they have a bunch of free tests, and what you do get wrong, you can go back and, do it. There was hardly any questions that I knew or that I remember taking and even failing, to learn from. That test, you guys, was 210% different. I don't know if I passed. I don't know. I know we can take it again, and I obviously will. I'm not giving up, but I thought the knowledge would be in the bag, you guys, because I studied so much. I knew all that stuff. And I did choose the best answers, but some of these questions it was crazy. It was really crazy stuff. And I haven't ever heard anybody get on or make videos about their experience. I've seen a few, and they were just talking about how they passed, and I hope I do pass, but just a warning to y'all, and I'm going to tell my other classmates as well, those that I have kept in touch with, that this knowledge test, for me personally, was nothing. It almost it had nothing to do with what I was I mean, some scenarios, you can pick what answer you believe is right that you would do, and it is right, and then the state say it's wrong. Even though it is the best answer, it may not be the best answer in the eyes of the state. And that's what I'm worried about. Like, one question was like, a resident who gets upset easily over loud noises and all this stuff was like told by a doctor or suggest something about a doctor how they need to be more social. What is the best scenario for you as a nurse aide to do? Which scenario do you need to put this resident in? And it was like, A, have the resident join a card game with 3 other residents in a library. That's the answer I chose, by the way. 2 was like, take the resident to a room where there's loud music and other people. And then it was like 3, leave the resident alone in their room. Like, don't listen to the doctor. And then it was like 4, have the resident join in. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have chose this one. It says something about join in doing something with 20 other residents. I picked the one that was kind of like, for me personally, I don't want to go put a resident that's scared of loud noises, it upsets them, it aggravates them. They're kind of like, you know, they just don't want to be around a bunch of people, but the doctor wants them to be social. So to me, playing a little card game with 3 other people is not that bad. Versus like bingo in an area with 20 folks. But maybe that's the right answer. Like, you don't know. It's just, I just cry, you guys. Like, that test was nothing. I'm just warning some of y'all. I literally was like, clock it. Like, I got this. This is, woo, we're going to do it. And I got in there and I was like, what is this? Is this the right test? Like, I'll let you guys know when I post this. I will definitely upload. I'm not going to post this video until I know if I passed or not. But I am being honest with you guys. If you're going to take a state of Texas prometric exam, be prepared for it to be like nothing that you studied at all. And you may get in here and it's like everything you knew. I had prayed and prayed and prayed, had other people praying, and I got in there and I was like, Lord, this is completely opposite to what I prayed. Like this. Now, I guess it would be a good thing if I pass it, because that means that I knew more than I thought I did, or even practiced. That'd be, I guess, a little, you know, toot of a horn for my sake. Not prideful, but if I pass this, y'all, I'm good. I don't mean that prideful, but I questioned and doubted myself the whole time sitting there. Like, I know you're not supposed to do that, but you get an hour and a half. You get 90 minutes to do 60 questions. I finished with like 35 minutes remaining. I only took an hour because I went back over every question and read I did change 2 answers. I'm thinking, and that's my problem, I overthink. But I wanted to make sure that I chose to the best of my ability with all my heart. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. Whether it's right or wrong, I've got to choose what I feel like was best. And there's a couple I questioned, doubted, but oh my word, y'all, my stress level is worse. I came in here feeling pretty confident and calm. I went over tests before I came, prayed. I need a iced coffee so bad. I don't know what I'm going to do. Want, not need. But you guys, yeah. I'm so nervous that I failed. I'm fixing to look up how many I think you have to make a 75 or above to pass it. So, Lord, please let me at least score 75. I wanted to come in here and ace the whole thing. At least have an 80. 90 would be wonderful. 100 would be, woo. I don't even know if I passed, though. I feel like I got almost the whole thing wrong. Not really the whole thing, but I could really easily miss half the whole thing. Like 30 questions. This is ridiculous. I am so sick of it. So sick of it. Oh, anyway, I just leave it in the hands of the Lord. That's all we can do, right? But I did want to get on here and tell you guys, if you are going to go do your CNA, be ready to be completely shell-shocked in a sense, and it be nothing like what you were taught in your class, which every class is different, so maybe some of the things that I was asked. I mean, there was redundant questions, y'all. I'm talking about questions that I was like, is this even supposed to be on this test? I mean, like the fire extinguisher, which we all should know fire safety hazard and all that, but I mean, come on. I don't remember if you got to push the deal and pull a pin. Like, there was a couple statements that actually looked true, but you're supposed to pick the best one. Like, this is about, like the medical stuff. There really wasn't a whole lot of medical stuff asked. It was like scenario questions. Like, I'm trying to remember because there was so much and it baffled me and I was shocked and just thought, oh my word, I'm completely, in my mind, I almost like checked out and knew I failed before I ever started, because I was like, why is every single question something I've not read, studied, or took on a pretest in any form or fashion? I'm talking about from YouTube to Google to my book work to the tests that I already previously took and made 90s and above on. I studied a 100 question test before I left. Not one question was in that 60 questions. These questions, I didn't see them asked anywhere else. Only three or four were actually something that I know that we studied and I actually remember answering the question. God help me, y'all. I'll let y'all know before I upload this video. The next little segment will be if I passed or failed. I will let you guys know as soon as I can. I know they say it's 24 or 48 hours before your results. I'm hoping they actually email me here in a minute because your girl is stressing. I so hope I pass it. I mean, it wasn't stuff that was like, it just almost was like there's different answers for different things. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see, you guys. I will definitely let y'all know if I passed or failed here in a minute on the next segment of this. Guys, okay, I finally got my results in. I actually got them at like, it said on my email that they were emailed to me at 4 a.m. in the morning. I passed. I can't believe that I passed because those questions, like, yeah, some were common sense, but here's the deal. It's like, what could be a morally right answer may not be a medically right answer. And so I was worried, like, yeah, I chose good answers, but you know, like, were they the medically correct answers? Sorry for that movie, you guys. I about hit a curve. Sorry. Anyway, I just left the Mission. That's the place where I came through and took classes. They were our sponsor. Well, it's provided through the Mission, but sponsored by United Way. And I had forgot, but when we first started this program, you gave a $50 deposit. And they told us if we at least passed one of our state tests that we could come get our deposit. And so I passed my test, and so I called them and I was like, yeah, so I was just wondering if I can get my, you know, $50 deposit back because that's a lot of money. And she was like, sure. So I just left there from getting my deposit back. And so yeah, I'm gonna go cash this at my bank, grab some food. I've only ate Chipotle one time. I know that might be crazy or weird to some people. I've only ate Chipotle one time, and I don't know why, but I was really wanting some fresh, good Mexican food. But not Tex-Mex. Like, I love, like, Loca Luna and all these other places. But, I don't know. I really don't know. I wanted something fresh and something good. Sorry for my... This is messing up. I don't like having to film all the time in my car, but it is what it is. So I did pass my knowledge, and it said that, like, it has set, I'll insert a picture. Okay, if you could tell at the bottom, it shows percentages of each category. I guess they give you questions pertaining to each category. So I never scored under 70 or 60 on each category. The lowest I scored percentage-wise was like 80%. On one category, I got 80% of them right. So I don't know specifically how many I missed. It doesn't say that. So, but it obviously wasn't a whole lot because it was like 90 something, 90, 80, 80 something. So praise the Lord. I did better than I thought I would. They wasn't super hard. It just was, I have learned the medical field is a total different world. And so what you think and what would be maybe like in real life, like a life situation, you see somebody, you know, do this and that, and you might be thinking, oh, well, the real morally, like with your heart, you know, right and wrong kind of thing, the moral answer would be this. But if the state doesn't agree with that, and it's not a medical answer, because you have to answer these questions from the standpoint of you're just a CNA, you're not a nurse. So there's things that we cannot do. Like one of the questions was, and I wish I knew if I got it right or not. One of the questions was, you just entered in a residence room and see a newly cut from something. What is the best plan of action to take? And it said like A, lower the level of the arm below the heart. 2, what was it? I don't remember, not 2, but B. I don't remember what that was, but then it was like, what was it? One of it was like, grab a clean cloth, put over arm and apply pressure. And then one was like, put plastic bandage around to prevent bacteria from entering wound. Like, it was like medical stuff. And I thought, well, what I would do would get a rag and put it over it and apply pressure. And I did pick that. I don't know if I got it right or not, but medically, because I'm a CNA, we're not supposed to deal with cuts, open wounds. We can't change bandages. You get what I'm saying? So we're limited. We're not supposed to do anything medicine-wise, or like we can't remove catheters, you know, like, so I don't know what the state would have wanted me to answer. Would they wanted me to say, oh, I know that when you get a cut, you're supposed to lower your arm to prevent, you know, like that is a part of some things. So I don't know if in the eyes of the state, I should have said, the first thing I should have did was just lower their arm. Well, they're bleeding. Morally, you grab a rag and try to stop it. But from a standpoint of medical viewing, if you're not legally licensed to do wound care and you can't dispense medicine, then that's the wrong answer. Y'all get what I'm saying? That is what was messing me up, because all of those questions were questions that I didn't learn or study about, and they were challenging, because I'm trying to think from a CNA point of view, from a medically, like from the state's medical point of view. You can't just go by how, you know, you're not supposed to do anything out of your scope of practice, is what I'm trying to say. And that's what scared me, because I know what the right answer would be, the morally right answer. I would have aced all of them. But the state has different opinions, because you're just an aide. You're just a CNA. You're not allowed to do certain things. That in the world, hey, it's an emergency, do it, you know. So that's what I meant, and that's why I was so scared I wouldn't pass, because I was like, I don't remember reading any of this stuff, okay? But anywho, I did pass, and I appreciate you guys. Also, I did want to include, the other day, I had been praying. Like I said, I had an application to a assisted living place, and I didn't drop it off that day, but I felt yesterday like going ahead and just dropping it off, you know. And when I went to drop it off, after I took my knowledge test, the lady, the owner, was actually there, and she wanted to talk to me. She was actually had just hired somebody, and she was kind of like onboarding them as a new hire. And after she left, she called me in her office, and I was like, oh, I'm just here to drop this off, you know, I'm not trying to take your time. And she was like, no, I'd like to go ahead and just interview you. And I was like, okay. And so she interviewed me, and she was like, I'll be honest, I have overhired lately because some of my workers went to work at the school or they've moved on in their lives. So I did overhire, and she said, as you seen, I just hired this one girl. She said, but I want to help you. And she was like, I can't hire you full-time right now, but I would like to help you because I know you need work until you get on your feet, or, if it works out, you can stay here if you want. And so she was like, it was just amazing, and it was God. She's a Christian. She said God dealt with her and her husband to like build this establishment like 8 years ago. I don't know if it's been there that long. I think they just opened last year. But to do this ministry, God spoke to her and said, I want you to do this for my people. Talking about, the older people that cannot live at home. He dealt with her and him, to create this big old home. It's like a big, nice home. And it's assisted living and memory care. And anyway, it looks like a great atmosphere. And she's a Christian lady. And I don't know of anybody, you guys, that is like, she also told me, hey, she was like, if you want, after you take your skills Saturday, your test, if you want to come work, you can work. She said, if you didn't have your skills, if you want to work a 12-hour shift, she said, I never do that. I normally break my shifts up from like 6 to 2 and 2 to 6. I'm sorry, that just keeps moving, y'all. It's getting on my nerves. 6 to 2 or 2 to 6, that's her schedules. She said, I normally don't let nobody do doubles unless I'm short. And she said, but I want to help you out. If you want to work, she was like, it probably won't be a 12-hour shift because you got to go, do your skills, but I will let you work. And I was like, for real? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, if somebody calls off or sick, or if they just want off and they don't want their shift, I'll take it. So I'm just kind of like her backup right now, and kind of like where she can put me. She's just trying to help me to earn money. And she did tell me, she said, if it works out and the Lord makes a way, if you want to stay, you can. If I have room for you, like I'll work you what I can for now. And I'm sorry about that. That my car constantly, I need to remove the thing that makes that go off, because it's getting on every video. It does it when I drive. I'm gonna hold my camera because I'm going over train tracks, so y'all hold on. But anyway, I just think it's amazing, because she was like telling me, once you get your license, if you pass your other test too, well, she said your test, because I didn't know if I'd passed or not. I told her I just took the knowledge. She's like, if you get your license, girl, and new opportunities and doors open and the grass is greener, she was like, you can go. She was like I said, like, you're not going to be like a full-time employee or even much, I'll give you what hours I can for now just to help you. And she said, but trust me, if there's more money to be made elsewhere, or you do get to get home health, because she did ask me what I really want to do. She wanted to know my goals, and she wanted to know if I ever wanted to, level my career up and LVN and all that. And we talked a good while. But yeah, so I do have a job. It's kind of part-time, you could say. And, I'm going to work Saturday. My first day will be this Saturday. Today's Wednesday. And I will go after I take my skills test. I will go do my skills test at the college. And then I'll just go straight over there for my shift. I will be getting an iced coffee and some lunch or something, though. And so, yeah. But I told her, she's like, would you want to work a night shift? I was like, I'm open to anything. I was like, I just want to do this. And I was like, this is my calling. And I was like, plus bills are not paying themselves. And I just think it's amazing how, at first I was worried, I don't want to go anywhere. And I know it's the Lord, you guys, because not saying that I'm going to stay there. I mean, I might. I just want His will. But isn't it amazing? Like, in my heart of hearts, I really didn't want to work somewhere if I didn't think I would stay. And I may. But what are the odds? I never told her that. I just thought, okay, I'm just going to go ahead, roll the dice, you could call it. I'm going to put this application out. I need to get a job. I don't need to, just be so picky, because I'm not hearing back from other people, even though I'd like to do something else. I just didn't want to get my foot in the door and then leave. But then she offers the information to me that, hey, if something else works out, and I'm not giving you hours, and the money you need to make, she was like, hey, that's fine, you can go. She's like, just, come talk to me, don't walk out. And I was like, oh, yeah, of course. So who does that? That was an open door. That was God, y'all. I'm telling you, that was God. I don't know anybody that just says, I want to help you out. I'll work you. I'll give you all the shifts that I can give. If you find something better, go for it, girl. Go shine. So you guys, I'm excited. So I have like a little part-time job right now, and really I believe it's God's grace, because he is so gentle, you guys. Like, here I am with this mindset, let's go guns blazing full time, let's pull some 12s, let's do this and that, work, make that money. And God is saying, let me ease you into this, let me teach you, left foot, right foot. Like, he's getting my feet in the water, so to speak, in the healthcare field. And I just think it's so wonderful. And the place is gorgeous. It's so wonderful. All the residents were smiling yesterday. Like, I'm a new little person, and so they were like smiling at me, looking at me. And it was just a really great, homely atmosphere. And so, yeah, I'm excited. But anyway, I'll end this video here. I will let you guys know, and I'll holler at y'all in the next video when I go to take my skills test. Excuse me. But yeah, so I'm excited, and y'all just pray that I pass that as well. I've got to stop underthinking. I gotta have confidence in myself. Not just the Lord, but I've got to have confidence in myself. It's not that hard. It's as hard, I think, as we make it, which I know in general it is kind of hard. It's just, with God, we can do anything, and nothing's impossible. But I just wanted to update you guys on all the things, and that I passed my knowledge, and that I got a job, kind of, and I'm just grateful, So anyway, love and appreciate all of you guys, and yeah, I'm grateful that I'm monetized now too. I don't understand how all of it works just yet, but I have set everything up, so we will see. But anyway, appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, hit that notification bell if you want to be notified for any of these videos. And also, set the bar high. Have confidence in yourself. You're never too old. It's never too late to get a good career, to level up in life, and ask God to give you dreams that you never had for yourself, because he may just very well blow your mind like he has mine. See you guys later. Bye.